A very good day to each and every one of you, and welcome to Below the Belt. Welcome to our international podcast, wherever you folks are joining us from around the world. Let us know that you're receiving us loud and clear, guys. Let us know that you are receiving us loud and clear. That's just how we want it. Loud and clear. Good to see you guys here already. Good to see Beatrice Selby is here. Good to see each and every one of you. Peace and power. Boots on the ground. We're not backing down. We're out here. We outside, people. We outside. We outside. Loud and proud. We outside. Good to see you, folks. Really good to see you, folks. Peace and power. We below the belt. We below the belt. We below the belt. Welcome, guys. We hope that Saturday is off to a fantastic start. We hope that you all are fired up and you're ready to go. It's a weekend review Saturday. You know, we're tweaking things at the back end consistently, folks. Consistently to make sure that you get ample amount of news and information, infotainment. Yep, a little bit of madness along the way. A little bit of madness along the way. Welcome, folks. Good to have you guys here, sir. Good to have you out here, outside, in front. Good to have you guys. Wherever around the world you're joining us from. Hope it's a great Saturday where you guys are. Let us know. Let me know. Please and thank you. Let me know how you guys are doing and how Saturday has started. I'm going to be joined by my co-host, Judy Finance, in just a few. He's going to be here with us in just a few, folks. In just a few. Edward Gonzalez here from the Bronx. Travanza Williams. Yep. She says, good day. Family, lay. Good to see you guys. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to each and every one of you. Welcome below the belt. Wherever you guys are joining us from, welcome to our international podcast. Welcome. Dennis Booker is here. I see Karen Clark as well. Good day to you too, Karen. Good day, John Baines. Good day, Dennis Booker, Ingrid King, Vanessa Andrews. Yep, good day, Dennis Booker. Jillian Ferguson, we see you. Yep. Jillian said, shared you late, or you were just a little too early. Which is it? Don't come wrong me like that. Yep. Apologies, guys. Apologies. Apologies. We're here now, tweaking things, making sure you guys get just what you need. And we're going to dedicate our Saturdays to the weekend review. So much happened during the week, Judah. So much happened during the week that we need to, circle back, dial back to some of it. And folks, Judah is so short, she got to put up a chair to just get up on the counter and, put a little nut butter and some crackers for us. Put little nut butter and some biscuit. Here also Americanized. Put some nut butter and some crackers. She's so short. Something happened in 2022. Guys, good to have you here. How has Saturday started? Desiree Mitchell. How has Saturday started? Morning Monroe. What are you guys having for lunch? I feel something like a little Creole. A little something. Like a little fried fish, little, planted on the side. You know the old way they used to do it? Wherever you cook, you must get a little planted on the side. You know how they used to do the cucumbers? They used to peel it with the fork, and then you cut it. You cut it down. I want some of that old-fashioned kind of Creole food. You make the little curry with the little mango, the little green mango. You get a little service. Yeah. I can take some of that. The old-fashioned way. Guys, let us know if you're reading us loud and clear. Rowena Dolphin. Good to see you, Rowena. Pleasant day to you as well. Yep. I see Marlon Thomas says Jurita is there. I don't know, like I ain't even here. Bella Bona. Bella, how are you doing? How was Saturday treating you, Bella Bona? What do you guys have for lunch? I want you to make up thing, I want you to make up some fancy French food. Something, okra and pumpkin and so on. Right? Jurita, spread some butter and some crackers. She feels like a hunk. There's a mountain of crackers. Dead by crackers today. Dead by crackers. Thank you. came in, folks feeling so hungry. You know, you ever so hungry, your belly button burning. That's just country doing to you. Right? Cost of living, you're so hungry, your own stomach now starts feeding on itself. Right? So much acid building up in your stomach, you know, the walls start
Oh my God.
eroding.
Hey, Jen,
You know,
welcome to Clear Capel. How are you guys doing
she didn't
this
even give him a chance to say hello.
weekend?
Here's Rita. She didn't give him a chance. Jesus.
Share here, like just talking my
She didn't
business
give him a
out on the
chance.
weekend. I'm
Mhm.
super, like, I'm just, guys, I'm just like 5 feet tall. Like, that's it, just five, right? No inches. And so, if
And when
generally
you're hungry, you just go down at 2 feet.
if somebody wants to hide something from me, they just have to put it hide.
Second shelf.
Just put it on the second shelf.
Second
And
shelf.
that's it for me. I can't reach it, so I usually have to like get the chair
Mhm,
and get on the chair to go and get something out of the cupboard. It's most ridiculous. When I'm at the supermarket, it's just
Napoleon
crazy.
cousin. Napoleon Bonaparte cousin. Yeah.
Ah,
They're
don't worry.
powerful, but they're short.
My boyfriend thinks it's cute, so don't worry that.
Take up to Saturday here. Go on. Let me stop you. I can stop talk. Go on.
He thinks it's cute. He probably likes to hide things from me on the
I
second
think so
shelf.
too. Works for him.
Like it does. I don't know what's going on at the top there. I don't even want to know.
You put that cell phone up in the second shelf there.
The second phone on the second shelf. No, I don't go snooping. That's not my business. So I'm good.
Everybody says so. Everybody says so. It's not my business.
Everybody says so until it's until it's their business.
It's their business. Everybody says so. Dog bite.
Very true. Very true. Guilty as charged.
Savage results. So what's cooking today? I gotta go find it from the cook shop, man.
Around the corner, to somewhere. You should grab some fruits. You
I
know?
came by the cook shop.
I haven't had fruits yesterday, and I intend to have fruits before the day is out. Yeah, so I have to have some fruits. I want to get into that a little bit. You know, I see my girl there. She sells Chipper 68. That is there right now. Veronica Rollins. Hey Veronica, what you doing in the afternoon, Aaron? You know, Edward Brooms is here. You know, I took a second look there. I thought Edward was actually saying something else, but it's a different Edward. It's Edward Brooms saying watching. Nice to have you with us, and Alison Richard.
To make some tea here, share passion. You take the first layer off of my tongue already. This is the dermis, the epidermis.
I'm not trying to kill him over here. Trust me.
You took off the first layer gone.
It's that hot.
You should tell me.
Apologies. You know, guys, once I'm in studio, I'm the one that usually makes anything to do with
dedicated. What do you call that? Kitchen attendant.
And Sherry said he's trying to send me off. So he wants me to be
prepped
to be sent off.
Properly, you gotta know at least to make a cup of tea. We gotta eat something. Sometime we gotta eat. We gotta eat it sometime.
I see Savage is saying, I'll make a burger for you, MP. Tastes good. Savage is going to volunteer.
You think I want you to kill me? The salmonella poisoning.
A whole burger coming from Savage. Savage is central. I see Marlon Thomas. I see you there. Respect and manners. And Yolanda. Lovely to have you guys joining us this midday.
Yeah.
Anytime we're on late, it's all Sherry's fault. I'm just gonna put this disclaimer out from now. Whenever we're late, it's Sherry's fault.
We were trying to get you off of the stool. That's the problem. The stool in the kitchen. You climb up to reach the second shelf. Folks make the boats look nice to me. Trying to get you off the second shelf.
Because my sisters usually do the dirty work to take pictures with me, and so when I have to climb up to get stuff, and so especially if I'm doing like a show from at home, that's a done. Guys, listen to me. I'm gonna give you a little bit of my business here today. But my sister videoed me once. I was actually in the ring doing a program with you and I. So I'm at home, so I'm joining in the ring from at home. My sister did a video with me because like I'm fully dressed halfway.
Sister, please in the video. Sister.
I'm fully dressed halfway. So I'm in the ring.
I want the ring sell off Monday night. Come please. Help me out. Send me the video.
As crazy as
Let us
this,
play on Monday.
I'm like delete, delete.
Please and thank you.
You can't do this to me. You can't do this to me at all. But it's a lot of work that we have to keep doing,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we
I
have
know.
to. And that's just the reality of things right now. I remember once, I think, what is a CNN reporter, when the camera tilted down, he's in his boxers alone. So he is like jacket, shirt, tie, and boxers.
We do what we gotta do. We do what we gotta do.
This is a modern day. I see Marlon, Laura, I see you, Marlon's laughing. Marlon's cracking up in the comment section
Marley,
right now.
we do what we gotta do.
That is correct. So let us know what you're doing for the weekend. What's your plans? Make sure that you are planning to be safe. That is the most important thing. We don't want anything to happen to any one of you. Make sure that you are safe. Let us know if you are going to be out and about, and practice all the safety precautions there is. Pandemic is still out there. Don't be taking unnecessary risks and all of that. Very, very important, guys.
Correct is right. Correct is right.
Cecile Ogle, I see.
Cecile, how you doing,
Cecile
Cecile?
saying good day, Sharon, viewers on a Below the Belt podcast.
She miss you. How you short?
Actually, she said,
Oh,
that's a good answer.
oh, I see. I see. I see. I thought you should say, Sharon, good day. I said,
But the thing is
Jamie.
about short people, I think we have
Let's
this
hear that.
distinct ability to be problematic.
I agree.
Yes, you have to. It's just factual.
I agree. I agree.
Distinct ability to be problematic. So, reach, as they say, we short, but their stories long.
My midway, I don't know, but shit.
As a midway problem you got in
It's
there.
full problem. Full problem.
Hey Beatrice Selvey in the house with us this midday. I'm seeing you there, Beatrice. How are you going? Are you working today? I know Beatrice is always
Beatrice
on
still
the go.
celebrating the birthday from the other day. Walking.
Beatrice.
When it's Beatrice still celebrating. Beatrice has got a 1 week, 1 month birthday celebration.
Oh wow, yeah. I see Savitri Zal is asking why not children though. I'm not sure, Savitri, if you can give us a okay. I mean, getting the context from above. Okay, Savitri is asking MP, what you think about the 100,000 for children living with disabilities. Well, the first thing I can say is that it has a very broad statement, a very broad category to say that you're going to be giving $100,000 to children living with disabilities, and not specifying if you're talking about a physical disability or not. Because when it comes to disabilities, it covers a very wide scope of things. So that is the very first thing I want to say about that. Because disabilities could be very much mental and all of that. So he has to be very specific when he's saying that, and that's very broad statement. Again, it doesn't do any justice, because if he was referring to a physical disability, he should have said that in the first place. And it says that I think a disability, is any condition that makes it more difficult for a person to do certain activities or effectively interact with the world around them. And so it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be physically disabled to be living with a disability. Right? So I think that's my first concern there. And I cannot help but add at this point in time that we are still to receive the money that has been budgeted for parents and children in the school system, still to receive the cash grant through the Ministry of Education. So a lot of promises being made, and even that what was budgeted for is yet to be distributed right now.
Also, pensioners who were promised that increase, still waiting for that increase.
So persons would
Still
remember
waiting.
the whole all the talk that was out there about giving this new amount of money to school children and all of that. I believe it was came up with $30,000 that should be given out per child. And to date, we are in June, no word of that. But then there is another promise right here about children living with disability. I said that everybody help. At this point in time, everybody is going to line the streets to receive help, because everybody is in desperate need of help. The economy is in a state of craziness, chaos everywhere, inflation, ridiculous. Basic food items persons can't afford. So that is the situation that is before us right now. So again, I say no structure, no structured approach the way in which they're doing anything. One announcement after the next. Who are the real beneficiaries? We're yet to see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cher's mouth is full right now with biscuit. Don't even try to get a comment out of him. Don't try that. I think Marlon Lorma is saying, sure, right, right. So I remember doing charity at Carmichael Street. So there are many categories and locations. Yep, very much so. So you can make those broad sweeping statements.
Yep. Guys, really great to have each and every one of you here. Our Saturday programs are going to be our weekend review programs because we touch so many issues during the week. We know folks sometimes miss some of it, and some of it is so important it's worth circling back to. Now,
Correct.
for instance, today we start with and what we began with on Monday morning. We talked about the monkeypox.
Mm,
Monkeypox. I know, Judy, you had some of those symptoms to look for when we're dealing with monkeypox. And again, the World Health Organization was very, very concerned. I'm certain the cases have gone up by now. But on Monday, imagine Monday was the 30th of May.
correct.
Monday was the 30th of May. It's already the 4th day of June. Folks, you gotta pick up the pace. Whatever you gotta do it now. Do it quickly. We had 200 cases of monkeypox on Monday, and the World Health Organization was saying, to be cautious, and they had listed quite a number of symptoms to look for persons with monkeypox. And again, 200 persons in over 20 countries had been diagnosed with monkeypox. And again, it was lots of areas that was not endemic to monkeypox.
Man, I just want to add to that. I just want to add to that a more updated number, if I could share it, because you're looking at the medicalnewstoday.com, and the report that was out on Thursday actually said that there are more than 550 monkeypox cases, and they have been identified in at least 30 countries. So that is the latest report that I have, is that over 550 cases in at least 30 countries for the monkeypox. And I want to just go back through very briefly for the symptoms that you should be looking for. And it says the incubation period, and that is the time from the infection to the symptoms for monkeypox. It says usually 7 to 14 days, but it can range from 5 to 21 days also. But what you're looking for, guys, is the illness begins with fever, headache, muscle aches, backache, swollen lymph nodes, chills, and exhaustion. So that's what you're looking for. If you're having any of those symptoms, especially if you're having a combined symptoms as such, you should be going to the nearest health facility and getting yourself
Yep.
checked.
And I'm certain, there's an illness where I can't remember the exact name, but if you call symptoms, people automatically start feeling the throat scratching, for instance. We talk about throat scratching, and you suddenly feel it getting hot. You say, "Oh God, it's
Yeah.
monkeypox again."
Yeah.
But we hope you guys are not like that. You're suddenly feeling, a little cold, chills, and so on. We hope you guys are not going to come down with any of that, but those are the signs to look for. And dealing with that, moving on Monday as well, we heard about this case of a prisoner slash detainee at the Lenora police station who was found dead in his cell. And later on, the report suggested that he would have hung himself with his T-shirt. And nobody from the station seemed to have been alerted to that prior. I think some family members visiting, but we know now that the police force came out saying that they're going to stand the expense for the funeral for Brian Knight, who would have been found dead at the Lenora police station in a cell. And the family just overnight yesterday spoke to us and said that they were rejecting that offer from the Ghana police force. They said they feel something fishy happened there, and they want a full investigation, and they're not going to be taking money from the Ghana police force to bury Brian Knight, who was that detainee found dead at Lenora police station. So lots happened over the weekend. That's one of the things we needed to circle back. So in addition to that, on Mandela Avenue, an epileptic Clive Primus was found in a trench there. Clive Primus, in addition to being an epileptic, also suffered from hypertension. It was missing for, I think, a day or two, and then his relatives found him in a trench on Mandela Avenue, a Saturn of events. I think Clive was either 51 or 61, but nevertheless found dead there. Thoughts and prayers go out to both of those families
That's correct.
who would have lost their loved ones on Monday. And then no sooner that was happening, we learned that two gentlemen, two guys were electrocuted at a rice mill in Maiconi. So quite a week. Signs of the times. Signs of the times.
When you put it all together, it just gives the startling it paints a startling picture of what is going on here in Guyana right now. And that is just far from everything. There's
Yeah.
so much more to add to this. So
Mhm.
much more to add to it.
Quite a lot. And by the time that was happening, we learned also on Monday, the 30th of May. Remember, Monday, God, was the 30th of May. It's the 4th of June already. We learned also that the asylum in Berbice needs overhaul. And persons there are very, very taken aback with the deterioration of this place, and it doesn't seem to be getting any help, any notice from the authorities. The asylum in Berbice, the guys say, needs some major work, and not because people suffer in this way mentally and so on, means that you're going to treat them anyhow. They talked about some of the mattresses there being urine soaked for weeks on end, and you have defecation and feces lying about the floor. The bathroom looks horrible. We should be treating these people far better
But what
than we're
is,
treating them
you know,
currently.
what is the what I want to add to that is that being the facts on the ground is very it would be very strange the fact that the government currently have a bill before the National Assembly, a mental health bill. So what is the point in bringing a bill to the National Assembly if you're not even taking care of the building on the ground? The infrastructure is not in order. Persons are being treated inhumane
Hmm.
at that level.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it begs the question is what impact would this bill actually have if that is the treatment being meted by individuals with mental health issues that is seeking help.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
And as we came out of that whole experience there with the asylum in Babis, the folks at Cardigan on the East Coast were talking about how their streets need repair and infrastructures come under sharp focus. People believe that the economy through the oil and gas industry is producing more money for a country, and they don't have to live with pothole street. While they're only seeing them things about shore base and gas to shore, taking up billions of dollars, and they're forced to live anyhow. And so the folks at Cardigan were calling for help for their streets there, and also at Good Hope on the East Coast as well, folks. I think next week we're going to show you guys some of these photographs as we walk through the week in review. We're going to walk through some of the photographs and so on and videos we put together. But suffer to be so for this week. The streets there in Good Hope, some of the streets there are in a deplorable condition, as well as collagen on the East Coast. And, these guys, the name calling, this was just Monday, we still on Monday. The name calling, what's the fellow name? The Bishop, Bishop. Why not your name calling?
Well,
Right?
I thought I really thought he had all the answers. The way in which he bloats his chest and go out there, beats his chest like the gorilla. I
Mm-hmm,
thought he
mm-hmm.
had all the answers
Yeah.
and that he's going to go in there and fix everything now that he has this humongous budgetary allocation before him. What is the excuse now?
What is the excuse?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. And so that was Collagen and Good Hope on the East Coast. And also we saw on the West Bank, we saw a horrific accident. Thankfully, Constable Rabindra Prasad, who was involved in that accident, who lost control of an SUV he was driving and crashed into a parked SUV, sustained some serious injuries. But we've been told, we now know that they aren't life threatening, and he's
Mm-hmm.
recovering nicely, but lost control of his vehicle there on the West Bank of Demerara, potential in particular, and slammed into a parked SUV, and that could have gone so much worse. But what was also interesting about this story, Constable Rabindra Prasad turned up at the West Demerara Regional Hospital and found the doors closed, and them saying that they can't, admit him and allow him to come in, like they were closed for the night. and he
The,
just turned up the wrong time.
the hospital,
The hospital,
the government
the
hospital,
hospital,
taxpayers
same,
paid
same,
hospital.
one and the same,
Wow.
right? One and the same. But we made to understand that Constable Rabindra Prasad, who was involved in that accident at Potentia,
Did Frank Anthony issue a
yeah,
statement?
he's recovering well. And Julia, I know you've been following how the cost of living has been going up. We saw gas prices go up this week again. On Monday, we saw gas prices going up, an announcement out of Guy Oil.
Well, forget about the announcement from Guy Oil. I think what persons are most interested in is the fact that you have representatives from the helm of the government saying that, well, the excess taxes are zero. What else do you expect us to do? Basically, that is where they are. And again, I say that when they did that, there was no structured approach to it. There was no sustainable approach to it, and that is going to be we're going to be right back at square one. And it did not even take 2 months for us to be worse than we were before that announcement of the removal of the excise tax.
But to tell us where the
These
price was
are
and where it rose to.
these are the brilliant persons that we're looking at. I know that basically what we're looking at is that from the 12th of May, I can start from there. 12th of May, gas was $239. The 30th of May, the 30th of May, guys, believe it or not, that went up to 254. And I didn't even have to check it this morning. And that would be very interesting for me to check this morning to see where it's at right now.
Apparently, when you go to the gas station, you can buy all your gas from one time because you know
Oh, wow.
by month then you could be paying another price.
Well, I saw this meme online that basically depicts what is going on. The guy drove into the gas station. He looks at the pricing board there, and the pump attendant is asking, "How can I help?" He's like, "No, no, thank you. I'm just window shopping."
Interesting, interesting.
So,
Also on Monday we saw a finale in Barbados declaring that Barbados and Guyana are gonna be one country. You know, even on the Mali, pop in the Mali, right? Guyana and Barbados gonna be one country. There was a time. I say we always gotta look back and hold on to things.
yeah.
But bring us in gradually. You're landing this plane too fast, Irfan. Bring me in gradually. Guyana and Barbados is one country now.
They're in some really hot water, and I don't see the wind that's coming out for them. I don't see the wind situation, how they're going to get through it. But they have put themselves in that situation with the horrible, very, very horrible mismanagement of the economy thus far. So they have to deal with it. So the loose statements are being made all over.
Yep. So that's what the fella said. Guyana and Barbados to be one country. And this was just Monday, folks. He's still in Monday of last week. We're still in Monday. And on that same day as well, there was supposed to be a consultation between the leader of the opposition and Irfan Ali, leader of the opposition, Mr. Aubrey Norton, and Irfan Ali. And Aubrey Norton said, I'm not turning up to these things that they want to call me to at a moment's notice. No, if you don't treat the opposite leader of the opposition with respect, we're not gonna participate. Don't come around, we funny. And one of the things that stood out about a video statement, a live video statement that came out of this uh, should have been consultation is Irfan Ali and the Attorney General Anil Nandalal. But Anil looked as though he really didn't want to be part of this thing here at all.
Listen, I
Right?
think I
They look like they just
personally,
lose the election.
guys, listen to me, and you probably gonna remember. Let's have this conversation right now. It is my belief that when it comes to Anil Nandalal, I see Anil Nandalal going out there and having an agenda all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Anil has a very specific agenda, and his agenda is not to be anybody's aide and assistant. Anil's agenda seems to be aiming for the helm of the administration, especially at the level of the political party, PPP. That's Anil's agenda right there. We
The
can talk
difference,
about this later. You look at it. We'll follow Anil's page or something. Anil's aiming for something else. I don't think BJ gonna be in agreement, but let's see how that unfolds.
so you see, and the difference is you're telling me.
I'm telling you, he's aiming for other things.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it from me first, guys. You heard it from me first.
Oh, wow.
I know saving for
Aiming for
other
the thing.
things.
Aiming for the thing. Well, if you says I can believe you, right? If you say I'm going to believe you, but that wasn't a pretty side there at all. It was not a pretty side, and I should say I hope they get the optics right because, they're who they are and they will do what they got to do. But that's the people's self, folks. That's the people's self. That is the people's self. I can tell you all. That's how it's going around that side. And just bear with me for a second. Let me.
I'm looking at the graphic there. I'm seeing season 2, episode 65. So based on my recollection, Sherrod, that means that we this would be show number 265.
165 actually. Yeah,
100.
because we started over the second season at 100.
Oh,
It's
got
one. It's still
you,
a lot.
got you,
Still a lot.
got you. Yes,
165.
yes, yes. Very so.
165. And on May 30th as well, we saw Papa Jagaba talking about the possibility of a national oil company. The possibility of a national oil company. But he said they would give it some contemplation, serious contemplation, if ExxonMobil was to to increase some of the benefits out of the production sharing agreement of 2016. For instance, where there's a 2% royalty, they might want to increase that. They could contemplate a national oil company. Well, he's saying he can negotiate. They think because they could make better deals.
Well,
But we're still waiting.
when anything that when you hear about a national oil company, I mean, you could look at the pros and cons of that, but I think the basic issue is the persons who are speaking about this, and the fact that their track record spells corruption, it spells dictatorship, and it has absolutely no indication that the ordinary Guyanese will benefit from anything like that. So it's hard for anybody to jump on that bandwagon and to be all in. A lot of pros and cons to go with that. So we definitely have to bring in the experts into this discussion as that unfolds.
And then also on Monday, we were focusing on the Botheration concert that happened the previous Saturday, and we know how that went, folks. The Dun Stugs, they were outside and they were wild.
Sharon
They were
seems
wild.
to have been listening to some of,
Mhm.
of what has been circulating online.
We have 100 strap.
And what does that mean?
Molly got pop.
What
Whole
does that
place
mean?
hot.
Listen,
Protocol, we have 100 strap. Molly got pop. The whole place.
young people, we have
Present. Present. No, but that was serious though. What happened
I
there
still try to
at the
I
Botheration
still-
concert
yes.
on Saturday?
No, but it goes further.
Take us there.
It goes further than
Carry.
the artists and the persons in attendance and all of that. Once there is an organized event of that nature, then you must have security mechanisms in place. When you take in people's money to provide entertainment for them, it cannot be. There is no fine writing in the prints at the bottom that says you risk your life at your own cost.
That might be written in now.
Right.
That might be written in after that one.
So there's a responsibility that needs to be taken to the level of the police force, national security altogether. And the organizers, I mean, they have to take responsibility for the breakdown of security at the event. I mean, I've been reading a lot that was said on the matter, but I think that everybody needs to do a whole lot better. And I have to say, when it comes to entertainment, entertainment will go far, but we have to keep check, take stock on where things are heading, and nip it in the bud, if I can say it like that.
Correct.
Nip it in the bud, because I'm very, very concerned about the lyrics in that particular song.
Correct.
Completely concerned.
And you know what? By the end of the week, because we saw yesterday an article coming out of Chronicle saying that chaos aside, Botheration was a good event. For this country, everything got it going. under these jagabats and trench crapos.
I
Everything
can,
gone. It's going a
I
whole
can,
article in in the state newspaper, you
yes.
know, of what remains of Chronicle. So chaos aside, Botheration was a good event, a good concert.
Chronicle still have the same management. I know that a petition was sent before
Well, they were
the
trying to
president.
overthrow the editor in chief there
I
the
just
other day.
remember that, guys.
I don't
I'm
know
sorry
is
for getting
who.
going off
I know
track.
who managing the ship over that side, but
Or
clearly,
it's headless.
clearly, chaos aside,
Chaos
folks. That's
aside.
what it says, folks.
How could you put chaos aside? Like, how
You
is
can't.
that?
You just can't. Right? I don't know if Donna McDonald could put chaos aside. Chisel Chipper. What about you? You could put chaos aside. Chaos aside. It was a good concert. My lord, it be different, you know. Folks, make the shares look nice. Smash that emoji button for us. Make the shares look nice. Make the emojis look nice. June Cameron, chaos aside. Chaos aside. Can you believe that?
What do you do for
Right?
entertainment,
I think the
Sherrod?
people popping the money over there, you know.
What do you do for entertainment?
I look at people being laugh. Well, saying in this life, I smash people and just laugh. When you see a headline like that, that's entertainment. Chaos aside. Chaos aside. Right? Oh, Father. That being said, folks, we still on Monday, you know. Monday, we saw the Barnwell fire victims. Those three
Yes, sad.
young people were laid to rest on Monday. The family and friends said farewell to Timothy Kippins, farewell to Trishan Kippins and Zelia Flew, aged 8, 6, and 1, respectively. And that has been a very, very painful week for that family and the nation. You know, as we learned, and we learned later that the Guyana Fire Service said that the fire could have been started, at least the illusion was there, or rather, let me say it this way: the they found that an illegal electrical connection went to that building where these children met their demise. Timothy Kippins, Trishan Kippins, and Zelia Flew. And again, our thoughts and prayers are still with this family who got be hurted tremendously. This again took place in a place called Barnwell in Mocha, Arcadia. Thoughts and prayers with our family. And that was just Monday, folks. And you know, it looked like we ain't gonna come off. That was Monday the 31st, right? Monday 31st as well. The CCJ set July 19th as a hearing for elections petition 99. And you know, them boys say election rig and who rig election, right?
And they're
Election
running from
rig and
this
who rig election, but
petition.
they're fighting these petitions down in the court, right? Because you know
Listen,
what?
I
They
can't
know
wait
the
for the
petition is
case.
going to show the real riggers. Read over to you.
I can't wait for this case to start. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you this, you know. I spent a total of 33 days in total at the recount.
Matching your years.
At the recount center. I'm 16, sure. Yes. I spent
My apologies.
23 days there at the recount center, and I was tasked with being in the tabulation center where every single bit of detail, the observation reports and the statements of recount came there, and every bit of what unfolded I have a record of. So I cannot wait for this case to start going. You know, the people don't want this case to come to the forefront. They protested heavily, even at the level of the recount. They did not want the observation reports to be read. They want persons to say, "Oh, we saw 18 ballots in here. Yeah, good, let's go." They don't want persons to hear that. Oh, well, there is no supporting documents to determine how these ballots got in here, right? So a whole lot to be said, and persons like I have been waiting, you know. There's this war tactic that I often refer to and say, I hold and hold and hold and let everybody go forward.
Let it run out.
Let them run out of the blocks. I'm gonna hold. But when I come forward, it's gonna be different.
And release the dragon. Folks, but by Tuesday the 31st of May, this was just last Tuesday, the 31st of May, something strange, so like eons ago, we saw the death of Kayla Barnabas, who was killed at Schoonard Public Road by a police
12
prisoner's
years
van.
old. Wow.
12 years old. And you know some of the story here. Talk to us.
You know, and that particular story, it's beyond sad, and I think the reports that's coming in as to how the accident occurred, even that is more sad because it is being alleged at this point that a vehicle would have stopped for the that child to cross the road, and the vehicle that hit her actually was undertaken, you know, and that's how she could. That's the allegations that are being put forward, and that's in the public domain. It's very very sad. But I know that I saw a whole lot of persons, packed up by the family and representatives from the government and so. But we have to stop this BS
Magnus.
of being reactive. We have to start being proactive in the way in which we deal with these matters. We have been speaking daily about the chaos, madness on the road altogether. And there has been no real intervention to curb that problem. Persons continue to lose their lives on the road, and there has been no real mechanism put in place by the administration to save lives. That's the fact.
Interesting. Later in the week, we saw the police force committing to paying for the funeral and the wake. But they got to go much beyond
After the
that.
fact, that's after
They
the
got to go
fact.
much
How
further
do
than
you
that.
protect the next child that's crossing the road?
Yep.
That's the question that needs to be asked. How do you protect the next child? What mechanism are you putting in place to protect that person? That is a question that persons need to ask, and those are the responses that needs to be given in that direction. We don't want to hear that you're given it's good, you provide support to the family. Yes, it's good, it's great, that is expected. But what systems are you putting in place to make sure that it does not happen again?
Yep. By again, by Wednesday, the 1st of June, we saw passengers stranded by American Airlines at the Chedijagan International
Well, sure.
Airport.
I think you had a lot to say about
Yeah.
American Airlines on one of our programs. American Airlines, it's sad, but guys, you need
It left
to
a bitter taste in my mouth.
up your game.
Bitter
American
taste in my
Airlines needs
mouth.
to up your game.
And the folks seem not to have too much directions by the airline. When they arrived to check in, they were told they could not board. And they might still be here.
Well,
I
based
had
on your experience,
one such experience.
yes.
They might still be here.
How long was your flight delayed?
I was traveling, I think, the Tuesday, the Saturday.
The Saturday. Tuesday to Saturday. So if you were not a resident in this country, what would have happened to you? You camped out at the airport.
Down that bridge. Probably still behind that bridge now.
Crazy.
But they got to do better. They got to live the standard. They have to live their standard.
But I was telling a friend of mine, and they were saying, well, in the US, they can't play those games. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't even try that. So it begs the question as to if they have a little bit of disrespect for us. We need to pull them in for fitness.
A little. Also on the 1st of June, this is Wednesday the 1st of June. Let me just confirm. Wednesday the 1st of June. Are we there? Yep. The Wednesday the 1st of June, we saw students at Kamaka Primary School protesting the facilities. They don't have running water, washroom problems, and so on. This is what school just opened a couple of weeks ago after the Easter vacation, and pray them and get nothing right. So the students there at Kamaka were protesting. This is what we see at Chuckville Primary and Secondary School. We see it at Barnabas Primary School. You gotta protest. That's only how you get anything done in this country. Protest. And so we saw the students there at Barnabas protesting. Also on Wednesday the 1st of June, we saw this young man, Delon Robinson. The name might not be familiar to you, but he was the gentleman who broke in the pastor house, ate a man food out, and then fell asleep in the kitchen.
This particular story, I probably have a different look at it. And this is not, and the fact that this person broke into a house and ate food,
How different you look at it, Judy?
I know that first of all, let me just say
tread cautiously.
We have first of all, we have crime situation in this country that has been out of control from the beginning. Ever since the good I can't remember the name that you give to the particular minister, but ever since Ben took up his portfolio, we have been waiting to hear a real planning
Yeah,
to
they
deal
promised a
with
crime
the
prevention
crime.
plan. They promised a
But
crime
that's
prevention
where I'm
plan.
getting. That's where
It
I'm
was in the
getting to.
manifesto.
But not only that, not only that. We hear a lot of talk about young people being involved in crime and all of that, and again, there is no planning. All right, so I believe that there is so much work that needs to be done to make sure that persons are protected. And when you go to sleep at night, your family doesn't have to wonder if they're waking up to reach a total stranger sleeping on the kitchen
Yeah,
floor. All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
I mean, people don't understand the psychological impact that comes with actually having a home invasion,
yeah, yeah,
especially when it comes to
yeah,
children and
yeah.
and women also. And I know as a man, you can probably say, men are expected to protect their homes and all that. It's a
Yeah.
psychologically devastating for you to know that you're going to sleep to wake up with somebody, an invader in your home. This has so many dimensions that these things go to. It's
Correct.
not just about him being there alone. You can get him out at any point in time. But what is the devastation
The
being left
trauma.
by the trauma?
But you know, as
Exactly,
a child, I mean, I
left in the
didn't see somebody in our
family.
home, but you wake up and see the front door open, windows missing.
Hmm.
Traumatic.
Well,
Traumatic
I
for
know a
family.
friend of mine actually woke up with somebody in his house. Woke up with somebody in his house, and that was something else because after that he wasn't even sleeping soundly when the night comes because he's thinking like because there was no way that he believed that person would come in a fully grilled house.
Correct, correct,
So
correct.
lots to be.
Lots of stuff happened this week, folks. Lots of stuff. But great to see you guys who've tuned in. Uh, Gwyneth Anderson and Commissioner Cole. Commissioner Cole said he should go down in the past house. Commissioner Cole. You're able. Sharika Phillips and Beatrice Selby. Good to see you. Mark
But that
DeCosta
may very
has
well
joined us.
have been
He should go
what
down.
that probably is what happened. He probably was on
Should go
some
down in the
type
past kitchen.
of drug because I
Yeah,
was trying to figure out how do you fall asleep in somebody's house.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. Sugar down, you sugar down. Moving on, folks, on the 2nd of June, this was Thursday, the 2nd of June, Adriana Jones, another 12-year-old, was reported missing. Adriana Jones left her home for school the Monday before. Right? This is on the 30th of May. Left home for school on Monday, the 30th of May, and by the 2nd of June, she had not returned home. Adriana Jones, and persons are asked to call 692-1654 if they know about her whereabouts. We saw nothing on the wires to suggest that she has been located, but the number there is 692-1652. 692-1652 as the number to call. 692-1652. And that was just one missing case. There was another one that very day as well. Here people talking about organ harvesting and all kind of stuff. But Kishan Bola, he was also reported missing. Kishan Bola was also reported missing by his relatives. He was seen the Sunday prior. This would have been the 29th of May. He was seen on the 29th of May uh, at a wedding house in Diamond New Scheme, and he hasn't been found since then. And they were asking folks to contact. You asked to contact 630 55 63 if you have any information relating to Kishan Bola's whereabouts. 630 55 63 if you have any information related to Kishan Bola's whereabouts. And that was just, folks, on Thursday.
But that's
Thursday. Yep.
it's super super serious with these missing person reports, especially when it comes to these young women. I want to just narrow into this particular case with
Talk to us.
Adriana Jones. 12 years old, someone is missing, and I have to say, I don't want to hear anybody's speculation as to where is she and how she got there and all of that. But it is my belief, it is my firm belief, and I'm not going to sway from this. That when a child goes missing, all the state apparatus is put into gear and go and recover that child from wherever she is. There's a reason why you say that this is an adult, because when your brain is developed to a specific level, it goes with age.
Mhm.
A 12-year-old does not make rational decisions on her own. You can't say, oh, well, you know? So put all of those things aside. We cannot accept persons going missing, especially young women
Mhm.
under the age of 16 or the age of 18 going missing, and we just think it's okay. Oh, well, they're gone wherever they can come back. No, that is unacceptable. I do not go with that school of thought, and I believe the state mechanisms need to be activated immediately to recover that individual, that child. And I believe that whomever encouraged or have that child by them needs to be
Yeah.
punished and should feel the full length of the law.
Yeah. Correct
These
is
are
right.
children. These are children. I
Correct is
have
right.
my own children, and listen, I have from a mother. I'm going to say that's the only way I'm going to see it. I don't care who said that young people doing their own thing and they go in and they want to stray off, because that's a line of comments that we keep seeing over and over. No, that is not the way it is. That is not the way it is. It is our responsibility as adults to safeguard and protect these young people. And even if they're at a mental state that they're doing things that we may consider not in line with what should be done, it is our responsibility to put the mechanisms in place to make sure that they are protected. I don't care who say anything else. I'm very convicted in the way in which I think about that matter.
Good, good, good. And again, we saw the other missing person being Kishan Bola, who was seen in Diamond Housing Scheme at the wedding house on the 29th, which was Sunday last, and he is missing as well. And persons are being asked in that scenario to contact 630 5563. But by the second, as well, we saw Winston Rigby, 71 of 41 Village, Babis, died after being attacked by killer bees. 71 years old, Winston Rigby, and we've been hearing coming out of Region 6 in particular over the last few months quite an uptick in bee attacks. Quite an uptick in bee attacks in Babis there. Um, but on the East Coast, also on June 30th, we saw police discovered a decomposed body of a man in Third Field Commons that we still do not have the name for this fellow who was found there. A decomposed body of a man was found in Third Field Commons Lodge. Some positive news. And the second as well, we saw Kian Trotman being reelected as president of the Ghana Association of Women Lawyers. Kian Trotman, again, reelected as the president of the Ghana Women's Association, and also
Good
re-elected.
going for her. Good going for her.
Good, more power to her. We saw also re-elected on the second Thursday. Pauline Chase was re-elected as president of the Bar Association of Ghana, and this bar association needs to do some more work. Needs to do a little more work.
Yeah, good going for her too.
Yeah,
More
yeah,
power to women. I have to say, in both cases, more power to women, and go out there and do the right thing. Both
yep,
of
yep,
you.
yep. Do the right thing. And as well, on the 2nd of June, on Thursday, we saw Astrodin Mohammed being charitable as always, giving a gifting a Nissan Note to Kelvin Fortune. And Kelvin Fortune is an entrepreneur himself who's been doing uh, some work in the communities, and he was no doubt grateful. The Honorable Selfie Boss, that's what he's called. The Honorable Selfie Boss, Kelvin Fortune, he was no doubt grateful for this gift of a Nissan Note. And that was happening there. Moving on from that side, we saw a new director of programming and training for the Guyana Peace Corps. This is a body that functions within the U.S. Embassy or under that umbrella, the Peace Corps, and they have a new director, Elizabeth Mandevilla. Know how the Peace Corps has been working quietly in
Yes,
lots of
that
communities
is
and so
correct.
on. And we say kudos to you. Welcome, 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 Elizabeth Mandeville. It gets a little rough around these parts, but no doubt you can roll with the punches. So that was happening there. Also on the 2nd of June, the folks at Kokwani were asking for help. They say they got some loose mains and flooding and all kinds of stuff happening there that can be a hazard to life and limb and the health of the community there. They were asking for some help. The folks in Kokwani, and we hope that the authorities have reached out to them. The folks around by the Starbucks Market area, in addition to those in Kokwani, were asking for some help They said they got a big hole in front of KFC by Starbucks Market, and said they know that the good bishop is a man who like big holes, a big hole minister. So they were asking him to look into that for them.
Well, based on the way in which they look at these issues, I think they're going to get the chalk and they're going to start by drawing the line
Yeah,
around the hole.
yeah.
Then they're going to move from
Big
there.
hole at Jill. He's gonna do exactly that. But
They're going to move from there.
and while people were asking him to look at this big hole, you had Mr. Barrett, Vikram Barrett was asking for a lift. Right? He wants 2 lifts, as a matter of fact. The second lift is
You
from
know,
the
share
Lights
this
of
too much
Unity.
into the weekend this right now. Share this
The second lift
too
is
much into the weekend. This is I think this is a
Can I
weekend
just go through the story?
conversation that is being had right now.
Oh,
But
Miss Mercy.
but
The second
it
lift.
says the second lift due from the Liza Unity in 2 weeks, and that announcement was made
Right.
definitely by Vikram Bharat. And again, we ask the question: what does it do for the ordinary Guyanese?
I find Liza taking too long to get a lift. 2 whole weeks.
Well, I think our concern more so is everything, all the documentations, all the studies, and all of those things that we've been talking about for every single day. I have to say, and also the most important thing is the Guyanese people want to know after this lift that they have, how will the ordinary Guyanese benefit? What are persons to expect from this? What is the point in the big announcement if you're not simultaneously announcing how it will be impacting the lives of the ordinary Guyanese?
That's right.
So that is the problem we have in there right now.
That's right. Fraud is fraud. But right up your alley, Joita, after we finish with the big hole and the lift and so on, the cost of living still what you know. You see, the lift and so on and might give you a euphoria for a little bit. But the cost of living we're still staring at us in the eyes because folks, the people in Region 5, they found out on Thursday that 2 pounds of sugar was $1,000. 2 pounds of sugar and eggs went up as well. 2 pounds of sugar for towel and eggs went up from $900 to $1,300. This was just Thursday. Yep.
Well, we continue to say that there is nothing being done to actually deal with the inflation rate. The only thing being said about it is a bunch of excuses being made to say that all the international pressures and all of that is causing it to be the way it is right now. But I think that the people that are out there, the Guyanese, the ordinary Guyanese, you, me, and everybody else that's joining this program, they know better. And persons can go feed in that bit of misinformation to them because they're going to call them out on the BS. And that is what's going on right now. You cannot tell persons that as a country and as with their lovely guys, Suko and all of that, that people have to pay $1,000 to 2 pounds of sugar.
2 pounds of sugar.
Well, I think we're gonna go down a very healthy pathway because I think everybody have to stop using sugar.
I think they want to put the money they poured into guys on the backs of Guyanese.
I think that's what they're doing.
1,000 for 2 pounds of sugar.
That is exactly what they're doing.
Yep,
I mean, they're looking at every mechanism that they could to make sure that the people at the helm are okay, and it's being done at the expense of the ordinary taxpayer. That is the truth. Absolutely.
And by Thursday as well, we saw fires at the PPP. There was a fire at Clippers, Barber and Beauty on Cam Street there. There was a Clippers, Barbers and Beauty on Cam Street. There was fire there, folks. The Elite Barbershop, it's called properly. The Elite Barbershop on Cam Street there. And there was also a fire, folks, on Norton Street. Fires on the PPP. Fires on the PPP, Robin Ryan. Cheryl Chan. Fires on the PPP. Gwyneth Anderson. Fires of the PPP. It was just Thursday. Cam Street and Norton Street. Fires of the PPP. Yep. And then, as we were in Georgetown on Thursday as well, we saw a business on Camp and Rob Street trying to take over part of the pave there. From the images that were sent to us, we got some drums lining off where cars usually park, some pallets lining off where cars usually park, and then boys want to whap it in. What is happening there on Rob and Cam Street? Right. Yep. And yesterday, folks, we saw some images coming out of the Cherry Jagan Dental Center Which is just that mild. It's a rather smelly situation there. The sewage has been overflowing. The toilets have been overflowing into the walkway outside, into the gallery area of the Cherry Dragon Dental School, Dental Center rather, Cherry Dragon Dental Center. The toilets are overflowing there. The guys say for a few days now, it's been overflowing. They say it's very, very smelly. People come, people go, but nobody wants to address what's happening at the Cherry Dragon Dental Center. Very, very smelly toilet water causing a lot of concerns. A lot of concerns out there. We got to get some things right, you know. We got to solve some problems, folks. I beg. We actually got to solve some problems in this country. We got to solve some problems. And on Friday as well, yesterday, the International Monetary Fund said, hold up, PPP. Right? Hold up. If you are continuing to plunge money like this in the economy, inflation is going to go up. If you are continuing to plunge money into the economy the way you are doing, the inflation rate will continue to skyrocket, and Guyanese will not be able to afford, the kind of things they've become accustomed to over the last 5 years. The good life. So that's the IMF warning PPP. Right? All the big projects you want to do, fair enough. But don't put so much money in the economy that it becomes a problem for the ordinary folks, because you don't have the projects and so on to absorb that amount of money. All right? These guys think they're smart enough, but the IMF got to come in now and try to help them out. And no sooner we saw that warning coming out of the IMF, we saw Robeson Ben using up. We saw Robeson using up. Right? We saw Robeson using up about who in the diaspora and causing public terror and all kinds of things. They got problems right there.
Robeson needed to be upset with the fact that that there were so many gunshots, discharged at the Boderation concert.
He ain't talk about that.
That's what needs to be upset.
Boderation concert never passed Robeson's lips. Never.
Not once?
Not once.
You probably missed it, Cheryl.
Not once. I was looking very keenly. Not once.
But he's concerned with the diaspora.
He's concerned with people talking diaspora. So he has jurisdiction. Unlimited jurisdiction. Don't talk about bad in China, but Ghana. Robeson coming for you. Lackluster, lethargic. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. And folks, the folks said Robeson sugar down. Robeson sugar down. That's what the girls them say. He's sugar down. That's a sugar daddy, you know. Don't get confused. He's sugar down. Folks, those were some of the issues that made the news this week. Those were some of the issues. Right? Those were some of the issues. Right? We want to say happy birth anniversary to Jillian Ferguson, who is celebrating her birthday today.
Yeah, happy birthday,
happy birthday, Jillian.
Happy birthday to you. I hope you're having a splendid day.
A splendiferous birthday.
And that you have, it's a weekend, I don't think there's anything better than your birthday actually falling on the weekend. You don't have to work and all of that. So I don't have that privilege this year.
Yeah. We gotta do what we gotta do. We out here. I'll
be accepting gifts
on the program.
In cash and kind.
Bring the cake, everything. Bring the cake, everything. Savage Zal, thanks for joining the program. Gwyneth Anderson, thanks for joining the program. Bantu King, thanks for joining the program. Good to have you. Suk Chan Sudhari, Abiola Washington. Folks, make the shares look nice. Folks, make the emojis look nice for us. Hundreds of you are listening to us, and we're so grateful. Don't want to say it in a braggadocious way, but we're so grateful to the folks who come by, listen to the program, benefit from it, share and smash and partner with us. We're so grateful for you guys. So grateful.
I see Carl Miller have an interesting comment. Carl is saying what Robeson authored just shows you how much attention is paid to social media's posts. Them have laser eyes. And basically, Carl, you are absolutely correct. A lot of work being put in and information being spread by the help of you all. through social media. So because of that, the work that we collectively have been doing together, it makes no sense in us coming on if you don't join and if you don't share. So the collective work that we've been doing to share the information is what have them there. So they are, and they have been monitoring every single platform. I was made to understand that they have a team put together, Sharon, to
Yeah.
monitor what is said and all of that. The majoring in the minor issues and the major issues at hand, they are yet to deal with. They can't.
They just can't. They just can't. They just can't. Good to see you, Bella, Mona, Marjorie, Babu Ram. Good to see you, Marjorie and Abiola Washington. Good to see you, Karen Miller. Savageries, I hope you guys going to have a fantastic week. We'll be back here tomorrow, folks, same time, 12 o'clock. We're going to be out midday. Y'all bring a little lunch here, man. Shucks, it's coming around with dry hand, dry hand, dry hands. Okay, people, y'all. Commissioner Cole, good to see you, Commissioner Cole. Happy to have you here, Savagery Zal and Bantu King. Y'all behave yourself this weekend, or don't? Sugar down.
Oh my goodness.
Don't sugar down. I'm begging y'all. Stay on right side of the law. Right? Be gentle with yourselves. And I mean sugar down. I want to say be gentle with yourselves. Take it easy, folks. Have a fantastic rest of the Saturday. Be gentle with yourselves. And you know, you gotta pick up the pace. It's already the 4th day of June. The year is running.
I love it. I love
running.
it. I love it.
We gotta get up and run too, Karen Miller. We gotta get up and run too, Susan Kansas. Guys, as you go, give us a share. Auntie Sandra said, Cook-up just finished. Well, look how I got meet up the diamond now. Look how I got rock and come into diamond now.
We come in.
Cook-up
I
just
want
finished.
some too.
I spend it all the time. I
Come
get
on,
no wait for
Sharon.
something. Remember telling you
Sharon, let's go.
I feel like some Creole food.
I
Is that picking up in my
know.
spirit?
You know, Sharon was actually going to go without
Yeah.
telling me. You know.
Yeah.
He's like
You
this
see when
some
your
days.
spirit clean, you pick up things. That pick up in my spirit. The Lord said Creole. That's what I said. I know Auntie Sandra cooking that food at the diamond there. Beams. Beams. So I'll lose some of y'all. I'll lose some of the young ones because y'all know what's the response
What is
to that.
beams?
You know what's beams? Bernardinus, you're too young to understand the mastery of beams. How Guyanese can connote so much in one word.
Beams.
Beams. Who's here? Beams.
Tell me what it is.
It's a whole essay coming in the back there. You know?
What is beams?
I tell anybody cost to live in. I tell anybody economy. I tell how my belly button body beams. That's how you got here. Beams.
I'm sailing.
Teresa don't know what beams is. Oh, Lord. Look, story here now. The age showing, boy. The age showing.
I kid you
Folks
not.
out there, Teresa don't know what is beams. Anybody, they don't know what is beams? Look, Commissioner Cole showing up now. That is the response.
No beams.
No beams.
What is beams?
Please for some. Beams being pleased with some. We should have the age today. You know, we distinguishing the half bottles from the large, the quarter bottles from the half. She know it's beams. No beams. Mary Larmo got it too.
Marisa, she's young.
Maureen Coppin Williams got it too. Yep. We out here,
So
folks.
I'm supposed to say no beams.
No
Okay.
stings.
Okay, no stings.
Yes, Robin. No stings. She young yet. We gotta bring Shane, man.
Okay.
You gotta bring her up to level. Maureen Coppin's got it right. You're begging. Once you hear beams, it's please or some.
Oh, that's
Wherever you have.
that's
Yes.
what it is.
Yes. You're begging. Soon you see somebody
okay.
do something, say beams.
Okay.
Right? Or the person can respond first. Right? You're eating something and you come in the room and say, no beams means I ain't sharing, don't ask.
Okay.
No beams. I ain't sharing, don't ask.
Got you.
I ain't sharing, don't ask.
I learned something. You're never too old to learn.
Yeah.
This case I should
Called Parisante. You see these young people, the only one they backball and cocking up the foot and boat. Right? But we're teaching them some cultural things.
There's a different bit of terminology being pushed around because like I had to tell you, to be fair, Sharon, come on.
Let me hear it now.
I'm
Let
going
me
to be
hear.
very defensive right now. So
we can review. Let me hear.
to be
Review
fair, I had to. I know at one point in time, Sharon didn't know what it meant by don't say farting.
Yes, I was asking about that.
Exactly.
Like, it didn't make sense to me.
I knew what it meant. I knew
it didn't make
right
sense
away.
to me. It didn't make sense to me.
So.
Don't say 40. I mean, like,
yes.
As a metaphor, 40. Don't say 40. Why shouldn't I say 40? What spell is cast when I say 40?
That's how I am with this.
I help you shout, Marilyn. I help you shout. Don't worry. I help you shout. Here's a Wendy Griffith. I help you shout. You see these young people? You know, I hope.
And
So she says she'll learn a new word. Well, look story, you know.
exactly. Thank you, Savitri.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so
But
much.
Sukchan know what we mean.
Yes.
Sukchan, Sukchan.
But it's interesting because I remember Gordon Mosley's post about him not knowing what sugar dog means,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and at that point
Well, garden big, you
I
know.
didn't know it.
Garden big, you know. I got to emphasize the word. Big, you know. He big, you know. He
I
big.
am not a part of
Mm-hmm.
this. I am not a part
Garden
of this.
big, you know. Commissioner Cole, respect and manners. All our viewers and listeners today, respect and manners. That's our time. I know you guys gonna run off to do some other things, perhaps listen to some other programs. That's our time today, guys. Stay safe, stay safe. And on Saturdays, we'll do the weekend review, folks. We're tweaking our programs, as we said. So, you're going to see some things different with the podcast. We tweak all our programs. We look back, and we told you all mid-year is when we look back at how we've done, and we tweak stuff. You all think we're just talking? You got your goals and so on. June is mid-year. You look back and you're tweaking now. Those things that you had set up as a goal, the ambitions and so on. We got some stuff for this program, for our programs, when it's uh, below the belt, when it's in the ring, whether it is FYI. We got some stuff, we got some ideas, and we constantly looking, reviewing, and tweaking. That's the only how you can progress. You don't stay one way all the time, you know.
I have to say at this point in time, I know that there's I think there's today or tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. I'll be following the basketball games.
Yeah.
Quite
But folks,
quite
word on the street is that word on the street is that Kwame going for disability. They said critics going to disability too. Folks, have a great weekend. We out of here. We out of here. We out of here.
Have a good weekend,
Have
guys.
a good weekend, guys. Folks, let me see. Somebody trying to come try. I don't know.
Have a good
if I answer
weekend.
that, I'm going to be live, and I don't know if we're going to be live. All right. Have a good weekend, folks. Have a great weekend. That's our time. That's our program. Stay safe. Share the damn live stream. Smash the emoji button. Partner with us. Stay safe.
I see Carl. I see you. Have a good weekend.